Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Minecraft update video. This is Snapshot 23W33A for 1.20.2. This one includes changes to the player reporting tool, and it includes player skin and player name reporting. Now I know this is a sensitive topic, so I'm going to be going over it in detail, but first we're going to go through the actual Minecraft gameplay changes. Oh, and I found something that seemed rather minor, but might be major, a real game changer with the chorus fruit, so stick around for that. And if you want to continue to learn about Minecraft updates, then subscribe to the channel because that's what I do here. I keep you informed the best I can. Now, the other big change in this update is how entities attack one another. This system has been reworked. And these changes will undoubtedly introduce some new and quirky behavior that I'm sure we're going to discover as we play in survival, but it also fixes issues like this. The zombie can no longer attack the villager through the door. But of course, it doesn't stop the villager from opening that door. This will address other quirks too, like a zombie being able to infect a villager through a gap like so. They will now need to actually see that villager in order to be able to do this. Now the big change itself is based on the height of a hitbox, so let's go ahead and enable the visibility of that. If we plop down a husk here, you'll see that because its hitbox is higher, it's not able to attack the villager. If we go ahead and lower it slightly, then it's able to attack and reach the villager. And it's important to note that none of the entities reach range. The distance at which it can interact with another entity has actually been changed. So this time we're going to change things around. The villager will be slightly higher because of that carpet, and that means the husk up here can now reach it. So here is another quirk of these changes. The husk up here can see the villager, and it can get practically on top of it, yet because its hitbox is above the villager, it won't actually attack. If we do this experiment with a trapdoor though, I think it will simply, fall down into the hole with the villager. So another example of these changes affecting gameplay would be with the Ravager, no longer able to attack you through a one-block wall, which it could do before. And I also noticed if you jump up onto this block, it can hit you. But due to those changes, if you jump up onto a trapdoor, it's not able to attack you anymore. This is of course all related to the Enderman issue that I showed you in the previous Snapshot video. We could stand on 1.5 blocks and not be attacked by the Enderman, and this just doesn't work anymore. You're going to have to stand on 3 blocks to stop an Enderman from attacking you. And the reason why becomes really obvious when we enable this hitbox view. This new system is undoubtedly going to change some minor things here and there. For example, when you're on a horse, a baby zombie is no longer going to be able to reach the player. This is kind of similar to what the Camel had going for it. And likewise, this means that the Camel has been buffed with its ginormous hitbox. The Zoglin and the Hoglin won't be able to reach the player when you're on a Camel now. And this is also true of an angry panda. I guess it doesn't stop them from attacking the Camel though, and now it's my turn. So those are some of the changes I'm aware of, and I'm sure we're going to discover a lot more quirks with this new system over time. One of the obvious things being mob farms where you, the player, attack the mobs to kill them. It could become unsafe with these changes. So be on the lookout, and remember that the team are always looking for feedback on the changes that they make. According to the changelogs, sponges and wet sponges now have their own sounds. I could have swore this was always the case. And this, my friends, is a very satisfying sound. Also in sound changes, the comparator and repeater. These previously had the sounds of placing wooden planks, but it's been changed to stone. Likewise, the placement sound of the jukebox, the lever, and the tripwire hook was previously stone, but has now been changed to planks. And lastly, when it comes to sounds, in accessibility settings, you now have narrator hotkey. As you can see, it can be toggled with Control B. So when you do that, this is what you'll experience.
Narrator off.
In gameplay changes, the bee mob is now able to pollinate with one of these spore blossoms, as well as the chorus flower, both when it's ready to grow and when it's matured like this. Chorus-powered honey farms. Sounds pretty interesting. Oh, and I guess that means, you'll want to follow me when I'm holding this. If you are a pro Minecrafter, you may know when falling, you can negate all of your fall damage by landing through an ender pearl first. And this is now true of the chorus fruit, which works a little differently as it will instantly teleport you down to the ground. Honestly, this change might just make the chorus fruit really, really valuable, you know? Let's just do this again in survival to really raise the stakes. Just eat that and no fall damage. This, my friends, is the eye smithing template for armor trims. And in the last video, we showed it on this chainmail and it didn't actually create any trim, but now it's got a couple of eyebrows that have been added, which I believe has something to do with this. And yes, the data pack changes are very brief this update, as are the technical changes too, which allow you to toggle some of the information on the F3 screen. So with F3 and 1, we can toggle the pie chart. With F3 and 2, we can toggle the TPS and FPS performance. And with F3 and 3, we can toggle the bandwidth and ping. As I'm in single player, there's not much to see right now. And these features replace the previous method where you'd have to hold down Shift or Alt or Control whilst pressing F3. There is also a bug we discovered last snapshot relating to unequipping armor, which will now work in all game modes. So when I do this in survival, you can see the calibrated skulk sensor gets activated. So next up is quick play. The beginnings of this were actually added 4 months ago. And this was rather confusing because it seemed like a really technical feature that was difficult to use but would allow you to launch directly into a game or a server. Well, it turns out they were laying the groundwork for a new feature in the latest Minecraft launcher called Quick Play, and up here you can see we have some options for jumping straight into different installations, worlds and servers. So if you want to see this for yourself, you have to go into settings and then enable the experimental quick play feature for Minecraft Java Edition. Then when you click here on the left, you'll be seeing these things pop up here on the right. If I change to a different account, you'll see that the quick play features are different based on when I've launched different profiles with this account. So what this will pick up on is your different profiles and the activity that you've been doing within them. Then when you click on this button up here, you get the Edit Quick Play game menu. Now the naming is somewhat inconsistent. I don't have a world or a server I connect to called Vault Hunters, yet on this Quick Play profile, there was a world called Old Test World. So things need to change and be a little clearer as to what's going on. And down here you can show the title initial, which puts the little R on top of the profile. And then you can pin it to the quick play bar so it appears in the top corner. And it will only show you one of these until you pull this out, and then it doesn't really distinguish between the two here that are pinned and the ones that are not. If I go ahead and click on this, for example, it's going to launch me directly into the Hermitcraft testing world. And there you go, the game boots up, and as the logo disappears, we're logging into the world. So yeah, this is kind of nifty, although earlier I found myself directly logging into Hermitcraft and forgetting about it, and then being attacked by phantoms. But anyway, I think this is a great feature that's going in the right direction. It needs some work, and this is the first time we've seen it, so things are probably going to improve from here. So now we get to the player reporting tool, and this update that allows you to report player skins and usernames as well. And because there are a lot of misconceptions around this controversial system, I'm going to try and go over this carefully in detail with you. For example, like with chat reports, nothing is automated. There is actually a trained team of Minecraft moderators who handle each of these cases. And so if a skin or username breaches the community standards, those skins and usernames can be removed from the game. What this looks like in-game is accessing the player chat reporting screen, and where you see another player, you have the report player option, and then you can report the player's skin or the player's name. So back to the article that reports these changes in detail. When a skin gets banned, it gets banned from being used by any player. The same goes for usernames, and if you are an offending player, then you can be suspended from online play. So when a skin is banned, it's going to be removed from both the player and from other people using the same skin. It will then be notified when they launch the game that their skin has been banned, and they'll automatically be assigned one of the default skins. You'll still be able to play multiplayer and single player, and then you can select a new custom skin at any time. When the player's name is banned, you will need to choose a new name. You'll be notified when you launch the game, and you won't be able to play online until you change the name of your account. But you can still play in single player. Now to clarify, it does say you can still play in multiplayer, but it also says here that you could be suspended from playing online. Now the most likely scenario here is when someone has a skin that, for example, has a swear word on it, or their username is perhaps a swear word with some of the letters replaced for a number. So if you think you have a skin or a username that might break the community standards, then it's worth having a check and maybe changing your username or skin. But I think for 99% of us, we're probably going to be just fine as is. Now, I did mention that there were some misconceptions around player reporting, and the FAQ page here goes into great detail about this. One of the misconceptions I've seen is getting banned for what you play in single player, and here it clarifies, no, you can't be banned from what you type in single player. The player reporting tool also does not monitor chat. Chat messages have to be reported in order for moderators to see them, so you're not being spied on. It also states that the creator of a skin is not responsible for the skin itself, it's the players that choose to wear them. Also, when your account is banned or suspended, you'll still be able to play in single player. And last of all, the question of someone gaining access to your account and using it for nefarious means. There's not much they can do about it, but it's important to enable two-factor authentication to make your account more secure. I would encourage you to do that, as well as reading the FAQ that we just read a few questions from. You can find it linked down below. A lot of the questions and answers are less clear cut and probably open to your interpretation of what they mean, but it's good to be informed. And that is everything this snapshot. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you want to catch future updates of Minecraft. That's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.